Welcome to our Business Miracles community. Welcome to our weekly training roundtable as part of your highly sensitive leadership training program. I am Heather Dominic. I am the founder and creator of businessmiracles.com and everything that goes along with that, including these weekly training roundtables. We are going to start this weekly training roundtable for today, which is Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. We are going to start with a physical stretch. So take a moment, put down anything that might be in your hands. Allow yourself to push your chair back just a little bit away from your desk or table or couch, or if you also happen to be standing, that's totally fine because you can do this sitting or standing. Take a moment to uncross your ankles, your legs, making sure that your feet are planted firmly, evenly, gently on the floor beneath you. Take a minute to rock those feet just forward and back, back. 3 times, forward and back, and then a little bit side to side, right to left, left to right, right to left, and left to right. And then allowing those feet to just settle in to a nice centered, grounded position. Now you're going to take your hands, again, making sure that they are free from anything. Allow them to fall just evenly, comfortably at your side, just hanging straight down as much as possible. And now you're going to just gently lean your weight to the right side of your body. Just leaning your weight to the right side of your body and allowing the outer edge of the right foot to tilt so that the sole of the foot is open and facing your left foot. Now see if you can just allow that stretch to just go down a little bit further, always taking care of yourself, not going anywhere where there might be pain, but just really starting to feel a stretch and letting that right hand and specifically that middle finger just stretching all the way down. And maybe you might even be able to reach the floor. Again, only if comfortable, going out of the Zoom view. And then slowly, very important, coming back up to an upright position, allowing the foot to be the last element to just slowly, gently come planted once again evenly on the floor beneath you. Take a breath in and let it out. Take a moment to register if you feel a difference between the right side and the left side. Personally, I feel like that toy from the 1970s that was like Stretch Man or something. I don't remember the actual name, but you could like stretch. My right side literally feels longer than my left side. So we're going to even things out. We're going to let the left hand just dangle down next to you in a seated position. Tilt the foot, the left foot, so that it's open, the sole of the foot facing the right side. And now slowly start to tilt yourself down to the left, really stretching out that left arm and particularly that left hand, that middle finger, reaching all the way down and moving out of the Zoom room camera, stretching all the way down. Beautiful. And then slowly. It's very, very important. Coming back up, sitting upright, the foot being the last to come back to a centered, even, grounded position. Take a breath in and let it out. Now register how the right side feels compared to the left side. And then one more time, we're going to go to the right, tilting that right foot and allowing that lean to just easily, slowly, gently stretching down towards the floor, only with what's comfortable, always stopping if there's pain. And then when ready, just once again, slowly coming back up to center, slowly being the key. And again, the foot being the last to come back to a gentle, even planted on the floor beneath you. Breath in and let it out. Taking note, once again, is there a difference between the right side and the left side? Also taking note, maybe it was leaning to the right, perhaps any easier than the first time that you did it. Even things out, going to the left side, slowly tilting down, stretching that arm down, leading with the middle finger of the left hand. That foot has been opened, sole of the foot facing the right side. And then when ready, just slowly, 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 slowly coming back up. Slowly, foot last to come once again, gently, evenly planted firmly on the ground beneath you. Taking a breath in and letting it out. And then taking a moment to close your eyes and really registering that physical effect of just that easy stretch to the right and that easy stretch to the left. What do you notice that may or may not be different from before you took that moment to stretch to the right and to stretch to the left? Taking a breath in and letting it out. Slowly allowing the eyes to just gently come back unopen. Now reaching both hands and arms out evenly to both sides, rising above the head, and then taking the palms as they come together and bringing them down, feeling the energy beneath the palm of your hand, almost as if you can feel yourself pushing the energy down, and now bringing it into your heart, hands on heart. Breath in and let it out. One more time, both arms out to the side, stretching up, overhead, hands coming together, and then pushing that energy down, feeling it vibrate beneath the palms of your hands, and now bringing that balance into your heart. And once again, closing your eyes, taking a moment to feel the beating of the heart beneath the palm of the hand, to feel the balance that you chose to intentionally bring into your heart, knowing that the heart brain is now registering calm, balance, intention. Together again, breath in and let it out. Taking a moment to just bow your head, allowing your eyes to just gently come back on open, hands to float down from the heart, back into the lap, allowing your gaze to rise up, connecting back into the amazement of our virtual Zoom classroom, and readjusting yourself, ready for the start of this weekly training roundtable. Beautiful. So it can be so easy to forget that the nervous system is part of our physical body. When we are feeling out of sorts, a very easy, brief physical somatic movement, such as what we just experienced together as a Business Miracles community, brings us back online. Write that down. Very easy, brief physical somatic movement brings us back online. The ways that we've talked about how to do that throughout these weekly training roundtables. First and foremost, easiest is hand on heart. We also frequently use intentional breath. You can allow yourself to stand up and stretch right to the left, or as we just did, it doesn't even need to be standing up, just from your chair, taking an intentional stretch. Most importantly, it doesn't need to take a long time. Take a moment and write that down. It doesn't need to take a long time. Again, welcome to this week's training roundtable. Our topic for today is hashtag vibe up physical. Hashtag vibe up physical. I've been hearing from a lot of members about some extreme emotions and challenges over the last 30 days, particularly. For those of us who are currently working with a 4Q intuitive plan, here we are, coming to the end of these 4 months of intentional use of the tension. So these extreme emotions and challenges experienced over these last 30 days makes sense. The world is not only rotating on its axis, it is as if the world is tilting off its axis. Most recently, just from an environmental perspective, we have the devastating fire in Lahaina, Hawaii, impacting one of our very own here in this Business Miracles community. We have the earthquake in Marrakesh, Morocco. We have flooding in Derna, Libya. The word I've been using to describe the state of our world lately is aftershock. Consistently, I've been speaking to this sense of aftershock. So finally, I decided to actually look it up. So according to WebMD, emotional aftershocks are common and normal reactions to a traumatic event that changes your world. They can include intense or unpredictable feelings, physical symptoms, and trouble relating to others. They can appear immediately or sometime long after. According to verywellmind.com, emotional aftershocks can come what feels like out of the blue in the form of a rush of overwhelming emotions that you aren't ready to understand or respond to, which can cause your body to rage or cry or disassociate and shut down. Also, according to verywellmind.com, causes of collective emotional aftershock includes natural disasters, large groups of sudden death, racism, terrorism, violence. Anything come to mind from the last 3 years? Add on top of that, just good old everyday human being stressors like illness, breakups, loved ones passing, getting kids to school, making dinner, building and running a business, leading self, leading others, being highly sensitive. And then let's call out the elephant in the room, shall we? No one is talking about this. No one is talking about aftershock. Yet, who is deeply feeling it? We are. Let's add from last week's training roundtable on entry, re-entry, zoom out. Highly sensitives feel everything intensely, and it can be hard to predict when or how things will affect you. But change can often be a trigger for feeling overwhelmed. It's not just the additional workload or the new responsibilities that can increase your stress levels, but just the shift from one emotional state to another. Even positive transitions, such as enrolling a new client, getting a promotion, or starting a new relationship, can be difficult to integrate. So what do we do? How do we keep our businesses going? How do we keep our families growing? How do we keep ourselves from drowning? First, let's talk about what the other 80% are doing, shall we? American Express has released a report that states that spending shifts in the last 9 months away from pandemic-oriented spending of home improvements, personal health and well-being products, and activities such as things like exercise equipment, yard games, gardening, etc. That's what everyone was investing in during the pandemic. But now, in the last 9 months, there's been a shift from all of that great stuff to the highest ever report in the last decade of extravagant European trips, like whirlwind 20 cities in 10-day trips. Not thoughtful, let me contribute to one foreign local economy trip. Extravagant parties such as weddings, graduation, and this is my favorite, binge drinking. According to American Express, binge drinking is up, especially in ages 30 to 50 plus. So that's the other 80%. So what do we do? First, In addition to the other 80%, let's now talk about what untrained highly sensitives are most likely doing. Coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms of pushing, hiding, and combo plattering. I'm going to ask the team to bring up a handout on the screen share of the highly sensitive coping cycle. So let's take a look, remembering the coping cycle starts with a trigger, aftershock, throwing us into anxiety, fear, lack of safety, hitting those coping mechanisms, pushing, hiding, combo plattering, getting caught in scullery maid and entitled queen when it comes to finances. From there, moving into beating up on oneself, collapsing into shame, managing, beating up on self, collapsing into shame by soothing until we crawl our way into recovery and rebound until the next trigger, and it happens all over again. That's an untrained, highly sensitive. Now, as highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders, what do? Rather than being triggered into the coping cycle, first, we bow to each other. We bow to each other for being here together in this Business Miracles community where we are committed to creating rather than only coping. So take a moment and bow to the member to your left, and take a moment and bow to the member to your right. Next, we use triggers as moments of being touched, reminded, awakened to do it differently. Take a moment and write that down. We take triggers as moments of being touched, reminded, awakened to do it differently. This comes directly from therapist Bonnie Bednock and her book, Trauma of the Heart. Thank you, team, for the screen share. Then we use our strengths, such as intuition, to be ahead of the curve. Write that down. We use our strengths, such as intuition, to be ahead of the curve. And we use our highly strength, our ability to be deeply spiritual by nature, to access miracles. Let's write that down. So again, we use our strengths such as intuition to be ahead of the curve, and our ability to be deeply spiritual to access miracles. We do that by using tools, Business Miracles tools, such as the order form to the universe, scripting, and auto writing. And finally, we make intentional use of the tension. One of the ways that we can do that is by intentionally using physical activity to vibe up. Write that down. Intentionally using physical activity to vibe up. So rather than escaping into extravagant trips, which just by the way, for our European members, I apologize on behalf of America. Rather than escaping into extravagant trips or binge drinking or anything else, according to the National Library of Medicine, physical activity can have both short-term and long-term effects on the nervous system. Some of the benefits of exercise for the nervous system include it helps you relax, aka keeps you calm. It keeps the nerves guessing and therefore growing, aka access to inspired ideas. It reduces activation of neurons with cardiovascular regions of the brain, aka healthy heart brain. So as highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders, not only do we intentionally prioritize physical health, my mentored recommendation is that you use, or let me say that you business miracleize your physical health. And here's how you do that. Step one, intentionally identify where physical movement can be built into your day. Ask, how easy can it be? Step 2, intentionally identify an area of worry, stress, concern, and write it down. Step 3, intentionally flip the switch on that area of concern, and then write that down. And then step 4, intentionally create a mantra or I am statement from your flip of the switch. And then step 5, intentionally dedicate your physical movement to your flip of the switch. And I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to put those steps into the chat. For those members who attended the acceleration retreat, you already have your I am statement from your flip of the switch as part of our in-person work together. #acceleration. Let me share with you a little bit about what I mean here with these 5 steps. So when I go to the gym or I go swimming, which is one of the things that I like to do, I don't do things like track my physical activity by time or number of reps or even certain lanes that I've swum in the pool. Instead, I track my physical activity through the use of I am statements. So when I'm swimming, and I am a slow swimmer, when I am swimming, my physical activity, moving my body, in my mind, I am going through my I am statement mantra. So it sounds something like this. I am healthy. I am safe. I am whole. I am strong. And sometimes I bring in prosperity I am statements from the Money Mindset series. I am alive with creative, prospering ideas. I am open to prosperity in all the ways it's meant to come to me. And I repeat, and that's how I track my physical activity. So if I can go through 10 rounds of I am statements, that usually brings me to the end of a lane. And then I do it again. And so if I do 5 lanes of swimming, I have gone through like 50 rounds of my I am statement. And that is business miracleizing physical activity. This is the way you intentionally use your nervous system to #vibe up, bypassing the collective emotional shock rather than getting pulled down by it. This is the way that you continue to create what you are here to create in your business, your leadership, your life. The time of riding the coattails of the other 80% is over. The time of waiting until we just get through this is over. The time for each of us as highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders to defy gravity and to lead has come. #vibe up.